These three things are stopping you from being able to scale the volume and quality of leads that you're generating through your website. No, I didn't do art actually. No. Can't teach this though. Alright, thing number one is poor CTAs on high traffic pages. Let's be honest, a lot of websites have pages that generate a lot of traffic where they rank well organically or you're driving a lot of PPC traffic to them, but they're not converting particularly well. Now, sometimes you might be scared to make changes to these pages in case it somehow reduces the amount of traffic that they're getting. But you don't always need to make a big change to these pages in order to get them generating more leads. In fact, let me show you an example. Here I am inside GA4. And you can see that the top page on this site in the time period I'm looking at has had 5,700 sessions. These are basically views. Then we've got another page here which has had 2,500. But this page down here has had 1,600 visits and only 5 conversions. That's a 0.25% conversion rate. What does that tell us? Well, that tells us that the call to action on this page probably isn't serving the traffic as well as it could do. Now, sometimes this is about making sure that the call to action matches the stage of the funnel that the visitor will be coming through on. Now, there are usually a couple of reasons why you might get a low conversion rate on a high traffic page. Firstly, the traffic that's coming to that page isn't particularly qualified, i.e. the people visiting this page aren't really relevant to your business. They might be coming in for a different type of information and they might not be good potential customers. There's not really too much that you can do about that. But the second reason is that they might be coming to that page and the call to action that you've got on that page just isn't really resonating with where they're at in their buyer journey. Let me show you an example. This page on the HubSpot website is one of their highest traffic pages. It gets a lot of organic search traffic. But people who are coming onto a page to learn about how to write a business proposal, how likely are they to be signing up for HubSpot's CRM service straight away? Pretty unlikely. So if they had a call to action on this page that said sign up free for HubSpot and that was the only CTA on the page, it's very likely that this page would have a super low conversion rate. So what do they do instead? Well, they have a tailored CTA designed specifically for this page. Well, that perfectly matches the topic of this page, so they know that where this audience is at. And guess what? When you click to download, of course, it captures your details so that they can follow up with you by email over time and eventually sell you on that HubSpot CRM. So they're playing the long game here rather than putting people off by only giving them a very high commitment CTA. Okay, so how do you find these pages? Now, these pages can be a hidden goldmine because if they're already getting a lot of visitors, but those visitors aren't converting very well, you can just improve the quality or their targeting of that CTA and all of a sudden get a lot more leads. So how do you find them? Well, if you go into GA4, you can build a custom exploration to find these hidden gold mines. Let's have a go at it. So we're going to start off here by going into the explore area and we're going to click a blank new exploration. We then need to populate this with some information. The first thing that we're going to do is go down to dimensions and we're going to search for landing page. We're going to add this as a row inside our exploration. And this is going to allow us to see all of the top landing pages that our traffic is coming in through. The next thing we want to do is see how many sessions each of these landing pages is getting, how many conversions, and importantly, what the conversion rate of that landing page is. So underneath metrics, we're just going to click on the little plus here, and we're going to go for sessions, session conversion rate, and the raw number of conversions. We're going to add these as values in our table, so I'm just going to click on each of these. And you can now see I've got this table. Now there's a few issues with this table, so we're going to clear it up a little bit. First thing I'm going to do is I actually don't really like the bar chart. I think it makes it a little bit unclear, whereas the heat map makes it much more intuitive. The second thing is that we're only looking at 10 results here. We want to expand that significantly if this is going to be any use. So I'm going to increase the number of rows to 100. The next thing that we're going to do is I'm not too interested in pages that are getting a very small number of visits. So I'm actually going to set up a filter down here. And that filter is going to say, I don't want to see any pages that during this period have had fewer than 100 visits, let's say. Let's expand the date range a little bit. So now we've got the landing pages on my website ordered by their popularity, basically how many sessions each one gets. Now, if I wanted to, I could segment this according to traffic source, but I'm not going to do that for the sake of this video. So what we can see here is we've got a few pages here which are really underperforming. This one is a high traffic page for the time period, 0.25% conversion rate. So I'm going to need to sort that one out. Here's another one, 0.08% conversion rate. Again, I'm now going to go and review those pages and make sure that the CTAs on those pages matches the intent of the page. The second reason you might be struggling to scale your leads profitably is poor landing pages. Now, maybe you're running some ads to a particular landing page, but you're just not getting the conversion rate that you want. You know the traffic is qualified because you've targeted the keywords and you've targeted your audience, but something's going wrong and you're just not generating the conversions that you really want. Well, poor landing pages can often be the reason. And I'm not just talking about ugly landing pages, because actually ugly landing pages can work. What we're talking about is some of the conversion principles on those landing pages, meaning that visitors don't feel able to convert. Let's take a look at an example. This landing page on Airbnb.com is designed for people who are considering hosting their homes on Airbnb. Now there's some really nice touches. Firstly, this localized map showing me how many different Airbnbs are around me and what sort of value they're going for is great. There's also this awesome calculator that shows you how much you could be earning if you're renting out your place as an Airbnb. But really the only conversion goal on this page is to actually start setting up your property in Airbnb. That's quite a high commitment. If we wanted to take this page's conversion rate to the next level, we might also offer what's called a downsell CTA. So this is something that's a lot lower commitment. For example, download some case studies from people near you who've put their properties on Airbnb, or take a short course on how to get your property Airbnb ready. These things will be really well targeted for people who are considering listing on Airbnb but aren't quite ready to make that step yet. And of course, if someone does sign up for that course or downloads that checklist, throughout that checklist or course, there would be calls to action to list your property on Airbnb. So you would still get those high intent people if they downsold themselves into your secondary CTA. Of course, the risk with only going with a very high commercial intent CTA is if I don't convert on this page and I leave the website, well, yes, you could retarget me, but you've got to pay to do that. There's no other way that Airbnb can contact me knowing that I might be a relevant potential host. Now let's look at an alternative example. Here's an ad that Salesforce have been running on Facebook, and we can see that this ad emphasizes Salesforce's AI capabilities. When someone clicks on this to go to the landing page, they see exactly the same message with the same style of creativity. So there's a really good feeling of continuity between the ad and the landing page experience. But one of our favorite things about this landing page is the number of different CTA options for people so that they can basically choose their own story. If you're high commercial intent, you can try Salesforce for free, you can contact them, you can chat with them, you can call them. But if you're lower intent, you're not ready to make that purchase, or simply you are not in charge of making that purchase, you can also view a demo playlist, and this shows you some different demos of the Salesforce platform in action. This can be a fantastic type of CTA if you're targeting people who maybe aren't the decision makers in the business, but you want to arm them with enough information that they can go and advocate for your product or service with their seniors. Further down the page, we've got more information about each of their different solutions, which would then allow them to retarget you based on the solution that you're most interested in. Then you can click to find your solution, or you can read some case studies. So if you're not getting that conversion rate that you really like, think about what could the possible objections be for someone not to convert on this page. We tend to break them down in 6 main areas. Firstly, have you demonstrated clear credibility? Secondly, is there a lure? Is there something attracting people? What do they get out of filling in your CTA? Thirdly, are you handling their objections? Might they have concerns about price or commitment level? And are you actually handling those on the page before you're asking them to convert? Fourthly, are you demonstrating social proof? No one wants to be the first mug to fill in a form, click a button, or sign up for something. Is there demonstrable proof that you can get in the form of review stars or testimonials which show potential leads that other people have taken this decision and they're happy about it? Fifth, is it easy to do what you're asking people to do? Don't make them jump through any more hoops than is strictly necessary. If your form is 150 fields long and takes 25 minutes to do, well, you may want to use that if you want to disqualify people, but if you're trying to convert as many people as possible, that's a really bad idea. Generally, you just want to ask for the information that you absolutely need. And then finally, is there some sort of promised result? What are they going to get from the CTA that you're offering on your page? One quick tip on conversion rates. Sometimes it can be really difficult to evaluate your own conversion blockers on your own website and landing pages because you're so close to it. And actually having an outsider's perspective can be really beneficial. That's why we have the Exposure Ninja free website and marketing review, where one of our expert team of digital marketers will take a look at your website and your digital marketing, including your conversion rates, and make some suggestions on how you can improve the performance of your website and generate more traffic to it. This service is completely free of charge, but you do have to apply and not everyone is eligible. Go to exposureninja.com/review to fill in a short questionnaire. We'll ask you for a bit of information about your business and your goals, and then if you're eligible, we'll record you a 20-minute video which we'll send to you usually within a few working days, showing you how to make some small changes to your website to improve your conversion rate and how to get more traffic. We'll also take a look at some of your competitors to see what they're doing, because there can often be lessons that we can learn from them. Go to exposureninja.com/review to request your free website and marketing review today. The third reason why you might not be generating as many leads as you possibly can is because your customers can't see themselves using your product or service. They don't know if they are right. They can't qualify or disqualify themselves. Let's look at an extreme example from the world of earplugs. Now, you've probably heard us talk about Loop earplugs before because we love their customer segmentation strategy. But let's just take a look at one of their e-commerce product pages to begin with, because this can teach us some valuable lessons about how we make our audience feel qualified to convert on our website. Now, here you can see Loop sells fancy earplugs, right? They're about $30, which is significantly higher price point than most earplugs. But they justify this higher price point by really resonating with their target customer. First of all, you can see that there's a Tomorrowland collection of earplugs. Tomorrowland is a festival. Their potential customers are going to recognize that and already feel qualified. Secondly, they want their target audience to feel qualified based on the product imagery. So you can see this person's poking their tongue out. Now, if I'm buying earplugs to go on a construction site, I'm thinking, this ain't for me. That's okay though, because that's not Loop's target audience. Notice all of the copy on this page is designed for basically 3 areas: focus, noise sensitivity, and for music and events. These are the things that are most important to Loop's target audience. They've got a sales piece about how these earplugs are great for music. And all the imagery on this page is consistent with the audience that they're targeting. Now, you're looking at this page thinking, yeah, obviously, Tim, I get it. I know who Loop's target audience is. But they could have gone after any audience here. The fact that they've really turned off the potential construction worker who might be thinking about buying these earplugs by not focusing on that at all on this product page. Yes, that removes a potential target audience, but it means that they can resonate more closely with their intended audience. Now, let's contrast this with these earplugs, which are sold as a much more sort of commodity purchase on Screwfix, which is a website targeted to trades. What do we notice? Well, they're incredibly no nonsense. They're sold pretty much based on price. Here you're getting 50 pairs for £10. So they're about 150th of the price of Loop earplugs. They're completely no nonsense. And the product description is incredibly minimal, but mentions repelling dirt. Now, could DeWalt increase the price of this if they made these earplugs more specific and they sold the composition of the foam as being optimal for long wearing periods on a construction site? Yeah, they probably could. And that would allow them to increase the margin of this product. So the key is here, drill down into your perfect target customer and their motivations and desires. What are the big issues that they're trying to solve? And what does this actually mean to them? This sounds a bit esoteric. We just want to increase the number of conversions that we're getting on our website. Why do we have to think about our audience's pain points and dreams? Well, if we can reference those pain points and dreams and make our audience feel seen, they will resonate with our landing page and they're going to be much more likely to convert, meaning more leads. So there you have it, your 3 ways to increase the volume of leads that you're generating through your website. Firstly, by improving the CTAs on your high traffic pages. Secondly, by improving the quality of your landing pages, in particular, including downsell CTAs. And thirdly, by making sure that your target audience recognizes themselves on the pages that you're trying to convert them on. Hope you found this video useful. Check the blog in the description for more information about how to improve the performance of your landing pages, and check this video out, which is all about how to drive more traffic to your now super converting landing pages. Until next time, see you soon.